session we are going to see about the prose. I can't climb trees anymore. It is written by one of the most famous author, Ruskin Bond. Now, what is this story based on? It is based on the importance of youth. How important is the youth stage in one's life? Because it is that stage which brings hope to a human. And in that stage, whatever you do, it is going to be reflected in the later part of your life. So it is that stage which is going to turn your whole career also. Whatever you do, it's going to be reflected in the later part, and that might also be your future, or it might also affect your future. And it is the stage where you have all very bold and very courageous to do anything. The most important thing that you should have in mind in the stage of youth is the time and the discipline. If you take these 2 points very in a cautious way, followed in a cautious way, then your youth is going to be a very bright life, and that is will give you a bright future. So this is that story which stresses on the importance of youth. Now let's move into the story. Before we move into the story, let's see about the author. As I told you, I Can't Climb Trees Anymore was written by Ruskin Bond. He was born on 19th May 1934. He is an Anglo-Indian author, and he is much renowned for his children's stories and novels. And mostly, if you see, it will be somewhere in the hill stations. All his novels will be written in the hill station side. And most of the short stories and novels, movies has been taken for children, and even the National Film Award has been awarded for his movies also. And he's also received the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for Art Trees Still Grow in Dehra, and he was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. So he is a well-renowned children author. Now let's move into the story. So in this story, if you find, there are only two main characters. One is the visitor, another is a girl of around 12 to 13 years old. There are no names given for these characters. So if you see here, a man comes and sees a house. And when he comes and sees the house he finds it little old, but because it is made up of granite stones. And he is happy to see that there are many trees. So he is standing near the wall outside the house, near the wall on the grass verge. So you can find grass verge near the walls and all. So he is standing there and he is viewing this house. So it might belong to him, but now he is viewing the house and he finds it very happy. Like after he sees that house and when he finds the trees are there inside and around the house, so he finds it more happier also, and he gets more happiest when he finds the jackfruit tree over there. So then he remembers his grandmother saying that blessing rests on the house where the shadow of a tree falls. What does that mean? It's a saying. So what does that mean? Means a house is blessed when there is a tree over there and the shadow of the tree is falling on the house. It more or less means that every house is blessed if it has a tree. And he just looks around the house. As he was looking around the house, he finds that the turnstile is missing. This is called as turnstile, which means it's a revolving gate. So he remembers playing on this gate, standing on this gate and revolving, going round and round until he was dizzy, like he was about to faint, he would get down. So he remembers that, but instead of this gate is a normal gate, and he also finds some hollyhocks. So hollyhocks are tall flowering plants. It's always grown outside the wall, near the wall side to give a decorative look to the house. Now when he finds all this, so now he was standing on the outside of the wall, and just as he was looking inside the house and recollecting his old memories, he just then heard the voice of a small young girl. It's like an embodied voice. Embodied voice means a girl, the innocent voice. So he heard a innocent girl voice asking, "What are you doing there? What do you want?" So he then said, like, I just came here to see the house. So, are you the owner of the house? The visitor asked, and the girl said, no, I'm not the owner. It's my father who is the owner of this house. So he smilingly asked, now what is your father? So she said, now he's only a colonel. So what do you mean by only a colonel? He should have been a brigadier by now, but he didn't get his promotion, so he's just only a colonel right now. So colonel, brigadier are all the different ranks or positions that are there in a military. So she said he's just colonel and he has to be a brigadier. So still now he has not got his promotion. Okay, why have you come here? He said. She said. So he said like come here to see my old house. I once lived here with my family, and after my grandmother passed away, we left this house. So we left this house 25 years back. So I've come here to see the house. So as she was there, they were both standing on either side of the wall, and she was looking him thoroughly right from top to bottom, and she found him like not very wealthy, and he was not in a good position. So she was asking, now you want to buy the house? The visitor said, no, I don't want to buy the house. I just came to see my old house, how it is right now, how they are taking care of it. So they were both talking like this, standing on the either side of the wall. So now the girl asked her to ask the visitor to come inside and visit. So as she was talking, they were both standing on both either side of the wall and talking. She said, then why don't you come inside and have a look at the house? Why are you standing? So they were both standing on either side of the wall and talking. So the girl said, why don't you come inside and see the house? So you wanted to see the house, right? So come inside and see. So the visitor said like, wouldn't your parents say anything when I come inside? So she told my parents have given me the rights to invite my friends. So he was even elderly friends like me. The girl said, how old are you? Are you very old? So he said, no, no, I'm not so old. I'm just a middle-aged man. To prove that he's still in the youth stage, he's still young. So what he did was he jumped over the wall. So he jumped over the wall. The moment he jumped and sat, he could not jump down again because he was breathing heavily. Even though he said like he's middle aged, he was not able to jump and get inside. So he just sat there and took a deep breath, and again he was not able to jump down. So the girl understood like he's not of that, he doesn't have the strength to come down. So she has your middle-aged man on a trapeze. So what is a trapeze? Is like what you can find it in the circus. You can find circus in the circus performers will be doing some that is like all tricks. So they will be swinging here and there inside the tent. You can find such activities going on in the circus, and that we call it as a trapeze. So she said like you are not able to, so I lend you my hand, hold my hand and jump in. So even though he was holding her hand, she was a young girl, so she didn't even have the strength to pull him down. So just she lent him her hand, and holding her hand, he could not jump in, so he slithered down inside the garden, into the grass. So what do you mean by slither down? Is sliding down into the grass. And as soon as he went inside, so they were just going through the garden, and he said, no, I'm not going to come inside the house. I'll just sit over here. So he spotted a stone bench over there, and he remembers his grandmother used to sit on the stone bench for taking some rest after being tired of pruning the rose bushes. So he recalls his memories, old memories that happened in that garden. So he told her, in this stone bench only, my grandmother used to sit and take rest when she was tired of pruning the rose bushes. Pruning means you cut down the rose bush plant to grow another new plant, and she also trims the bougainvillea plant. So bougainvillea, you know, a flower which is like a paper. So she used to sit here after cleaning out all the garden, finishing her chiming of the clock that grandfather used to do. So in those days there were no batteries and all. So it's like a key which has to be given to the clock, and then starting up, cranking up of the old cars and all. So cars in those days they used to be a starting roller light which you have to roll and roll to make the engine start up. And he also recalls the twittering sound of the budgerikas. Budgerikas are the lovebirds which we commonly call. So she also sat with him on the stone bench, and she was also listening all this what the visitor was saying. So he was all recalling his old memories. As he was just recalling, he just points at the jackfruit tree that is there. And as he points it, he tells her that that jackfruit tree, you see there is a big thick trunk over there. Trunk of the jackfruit tree, it goes directly inside the window of my room, and there is a small hollow. Hollow means it's a hole there inside the trunk of the tree, and that is the place where I used to keep my treasures. The moment the girl heard the word treasures, she thought like it would be something very precious things inside that. So immediately the visitor said, there are no such precious things except I had few marbles, some comics which I was not allowed to read, and of course I had an iron cross. I remember having an iron cross, and which my grandfather gave me. So I used to keep all those my important things inside the hollow of that tree. So that tree used to be my special place, and I also used to keep some coins inside it. So the girl asked him, "Do you think that the treasure will be still there?" As you see, because you are saying there was an iron cross. So what is that iron cross specially? So the visitor explains that iron cross is a gift given to my grandfather. He had participated in the First World War. It was being given by a German soldier when he took part in the First World War in France. So as a remembrance, my grandfather gave it to me, and so I just preserved everything inside that. And when we were sold the house and we were leaving everything, I was in an excitement of going to the city and moving to a new place. So I was not bothered about just taking up all these things and going out. So now I remember that I had kept all these things over there. So girl asked, "Do you think it will be still there?" Yes, of course. If no one has taken it, it would be still there. So the girl was asking, "So if you want to climb the tree, you can climb up and take your things." So the man said, "No, no, I am not able to climb any more trees." So that is where he says the lesson name comes up. I cannot climb trees anymore. So what I have lost is lost. So now I cannot again go to my back state, or I cannot become the old one, old young person, and again I cannot climb the trees. Whatever I have left is left. I don't want it anymore. So if the girl said, she couldn't understand what this man was saying. So the girl said, "If you don't want it to climb, never mind. I'll go climb for you up the tree, and I'll just take it. There is a iron cross." So the man was hesitating to send her, but the girl was in a very anxious and excited to see if that iron cross was still there or not. So she ran up, put away her shoes, and she ran in a barefoot and climbed up the tree and to see what was there, and she found it. To her surprise, the iron cross was still there. She took it and brought it back to the man, and he showed it, and she showed it to him and said, "See, your iron cross is still there. Now you can take it and go, because this is what you wanted, right? You can have it with you." But the man said, "I did not come for all this things. I just came here to recall my memories that I had in this beautiful house. So I just wanted to see it. I saw it. Everything was there as such, except there was a new outhouse over there beside my old house, and there are few things that have changed, but all the garden, the tree are all there." happy with it and thank you. And you can have this sign cross because now it belongs to you. Now it is your duty to preserve this iron cross. So the girl was not able to understand what this matter because she's a small girl. But this man is trying to say that I lost everything in my youth. In my young age, I lost up everything without knowing the importance of the things or the people that I had around me. So now the same thing it has come back to you. So you must take care of it, everything and utilize it properly. So he tried to mean that, but he could not say that very explanatory to the little girl. So he kept that iron cross in her hand and he said, now the sign cross belongs to you. And saying that, they both leave that place. And he said, now I'm very much happy. I don't want anything. I have recalled all my memories that I had in this house and I'm leaving this place with those memories. So the way he came in was completely different from the way he left the house. There was sprightliness in his way of walking. So, what do you mean by sprightliness? Is more like he is very active, very actively moving and going off. So the girl was not able to understand why did this man come after 25 years, why he has to come and see the house. Not even he did not come inside the house. He just saw the outside of the house and he left out. So she just saw the iron cross and she started to preserve it. So the man went happily and he was just waving the house also a goodbye and saying and with a large heavy smile in his face he was leaving the place. So what you learn from this story is that nothing is of greater importance, right, than the right early instruction of the so youth is the stage in one's life which is said to be the golden period of a life. Whatever things you do, that is going to be reflected. As I said you in the earlier of the lesson, it's the same thing. Whatever is going to happen, whatever you do, whatever hard work you put in this stage, it's going to be reflected. It can even make the impossible to possible in this stage. So the hard